Has the thought ever crossed your mind that you are being manipulated without even realizing it? An unsettling idea, isn't it? Yet it's a reality we all grapple with in our everyday lives. Manipulation, by definition, is the tactful control or influence exerted on individuals. It's a tool wielded with cunning precision, often cloaked in the guise of harmless interaction. It's pervasive, insidious, and omnipresent, subtly shaping our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions, often without our conscious realization. Think about it. The world around us is a grand stage for manipulation. From the political arena where leaders employ persuasive rhetoric to sway public opinion, to the advertising industry that cleverly crafts messages to entice us into buying products we may not necessarily need. It's an artful ploy, a game of chess, where we, the unsuspecting pawns, are maneuvered around the board. And it's not just confined to these broad spectrums. Manipulation seeps into the more intimate corners of our lives as well. Our personal relationships are not immune. Friends, family, partners, they too can employ subtle tactics of control and influence, sometimes with good intentions, sometimes not. Manipulation is like a chameleon, blending seamlessly into our environment, making it difficult to recognize, let alone counter. It's a silent puppeteer, pulling the strings behind the scenes, directing our lives in ways we may not fully comprehend. It's an enigma that poses a significant challenge. How do we differentiate genuine interaction from manipulation? How do we guard ourselves against this invisible puppeteer? As we navigate this labyrinth, it's essential to remember that awareness is our best defense. By understanding the nature of manipulation and its many faces, we can learn to identify its presence in our lives and hopefully regain control of our own strings. So let's embark on this journey together, unraveling the intricate web of manipulation. By doing so, we empower ourselves to make informed decisions and resist the silent puppeteer's influence. Because remember, manipulation, a silent puppeteer, may be pulling your strings without your slightest clue. Now, let's unravel the crafty techniques used in manipulation. Our first stop is gaslighting. This is a psychological strategy where one person sows seeds of doubt in another's mind, making them question their own memory, perception, or sanity. The manipulator may deny the validity of the victim's experiences, even when they are presented with hard evidence, leading the victim to mistrust their own perceptions. Next, we find ourselves in the realm of fear-mongering. This technique capitalizes on the fear in people's hearts. The manipulator exaggerates threats or creates an illusion of danger, pushing people towards certain decisions out of fear. It's a powerful tool, as fear is a primal instinct that often overrides rational thought. Now let's delve into the use of loaded language. This involves using words or phrases with strong emotional implications to influence an audience. The manipulator carefully chooses words that are emotionally charged to sway people's opinions. For instance, a politician might use patriotic language to garner support, or a salesperson could use fear-inducing language to sell a security system. Moving on, we encounter diversion. This is when the manipulator shifts the focus from the issue at hand to something else entirely, often something they can control or use to their advantage. It's a sleight of hand, a magic trick that makes you look one way while the real action is happening somewhere else. Lastly, we have victim blaming. This is where the manipulator pins the blame on the victim, making them feel responsible for the situation. It's a way to shift the responsibility from the perpetrator to the victim, making the victim feel guilty and less likely to challenge the manipulator. These techniques, deftly woven into our daily interactions, can shape our reality in ways we may not even perceive. Each tool in the manipulator's arsenal is designed to subtly influence our thoughts and actions. They are the unseen strings that pull us this way and that, often leading us down paths we might not have chosen for ourselves. We must be vigilant, aware, and ready to cut those strings when we see them. How does manipulation affect the individual, you may wonder? Let's delve into the intricacies of this psychological phenomenon. The impacts of manipulation on individuals are far-reaching and profound. They can be as subtle as a fleeting shadow or as evident as a stark lightning bolt, yet they are invariably detrimental. Imagine someone subtly influencing your decisions, your thoughts, your very perception of reality. This distortion can lead to a decreased sense of self-worth. The manipulated individual may start doubting their own competencies, their own worthiness. This erosion of self-esteem is akin to a silent poison, seeping into the core of one's identity, corroding it from the inside. The manipulated individual may also experience an increase in anxiety, This anxiety stems from the constant second-guessing, the perpetual uncertainty that manipulation fosters. It's like being lost in a labyrinth with no clear exit, where every turn seems to lead you further into the heart of confusion. This ceaseless anxiety can be debilitating, affecting the individual's ability to function and thrive. Then, there's the sense of helplessness. Manipulation can make individuals feel like they are puppets on strings, their actions and decisions dictated by the manipulator. This loss of control over one's own life can lead to a profound sense of helplessness and despair. Manipulation can also distort one's perception of reality. The manipulator skillfully constructs a reality that suits their agenda, slowly and subtly altering the individual's understanding of what is true and what isn't. This distortion can lead to a disconnection from reality, where the individual is trapped in a world masterfully crafted by the manipulator. In essence, manipulation is a form of psychological warfare, a silent battle fought within the mind of the individual. It's a battle that leaves invisible scars that may take years to heal. The individual, unknowingly ensnared in the web of manipulation, may bear the invisible scars of its impact. Such is the intricate, shadowy dance of manipulation and its impact on the individual. The ripple of manipulation goes beyond the individual. It permeates our society. Let's broaden our perspective and consider the societal impacts of manipulation. Imagine a lake, calm and serene. Now visualize a single pebble thrown into that lake. The pebble represents manipulation, and the ripples it creates, they symbolize the far-reaching effects on society. On a societal level, manipulation can foster a culture of distrust. When manipulation is rampant, trust becomes a scarce commodity. People begin to question the authenticity of their interactions, doubting the sincerity of their peers, their leaders, even their news sources. This culture of skepticism can be corrosive, undermining social bonds and community cohesion. Furthermore, manipulation can be a tool for promoting harmful ideologies. By exploiting people's fears, prejudices, and desires, manipulators can spread divisive rhetoric, fueling social divisions and inequalities. They can manipulate narratives, painting a distorted picture of reality that suits their agenda. Let's consider a hypothetical scenario. A charismatic leader capitalizes on a society's anxieties and discontent. Through carefully crafted speeches and propaganda, they manipulate public opinion, convincing people to embrace their ideology. The society becomes increasingly polarized, pitting neighbor against neighbor, friend against friend. The societal fabric that once held them together begins to unravel. Moreover, manipulation can subtly steer public opinion. With the advent of social media and sophisticated data analysis techniques, manipulators have a powerful platform to influence masses. They can shape public discourse, alter perceptions, even dictate trends. This invisible hand guiding public sentiment can have profound implications for democratic processes and social justice. Manipulation, therefore, is not just a personal concern, it's a societal one. It can distort our collective reality, sow seeds of discord, and widen social chasms. The effects of manipulation on a societal scale are like a slow-acting poison, seeping into the veins of our communities, gradually eroding the pillars of trust and unity upon which societies are built. Thus, manipulation, like a quiet storm, can stir the waters of society, creating waves of change, not always for the better. How can we shield ourselves from this invisible puppeteer? The answer lies in the power of awareness and critical thinking. It's not about being cynical, but about being observant, about questioning the world around us rather than accepting it at face value. Imagine you're navigating a labyrinth. If you wander aimlessly, chances are you'll bump into walls, get lost, or worse, end up where you started. But if you approach it with a plan, if you're aware of the twists and turns, you'll find your way out. Life, my friends, is not much different from this labyrinth. Awareness is about understanding the mechanisms of manipulation, about recognizing when somebody is trying to mold your opinions, your behavior, or even your identity. It's about seeing through the smokescreens, the hollow promises, the theatrics. And then comes critical thinking, our compass in the labyrinth. It's about assessing the information we receive, about questioning its source, its intention, its validity. Critical thinking is not about doubting everything, but about developing a healthy skepticism, about not letting ourselves be swayed by emotions, by prejudices, or by the so-called authority. Education and media literacy play a crucial role in fostering this awareness and critical thinking. They equip us with the tools to dissect the information we receive, to distinguish fact from fiction, to understand the nuances and complexities of our world. They empower us to make informed decisions, to resist manipulation, to be the authors of our own stories. But remember, awareness and critical thinking are not one-time achievements. They are ongoing processes requiring constant vigilance, constant learning. They are skills to be honed, to be practiced, to be integrated into our everyday lives. In the face of manipulation, knowledge is our armor and awareness our weapon. Equip yourself, and you reclaim the strings of your own destiny.